To make the presentation to our 8th and final inductee, would you please welcome a man who dominated his sport on the world stage, 5 times MotoGP world champion, Mick Doohan. Our final inductee is a man who has been forever immortalised on his home track.
He was a crowd-pleasing daredevil, a jockey-sized youngster who became one of the world's greatest motorcycle racers. In his 7-year MotoGP career, Casey Stoner won 2 MotoGP World Championships in 2007 and 2011, with 38 wins, 69 podiums, 39 pole positions, 29 fastest laps, and 1,815 points from 115 races. Casey dominated his home race at Phillip Island for 6 years in a row, and part of the circuit was named in his honour before his final race there in 2012. Appropriately, it is the high-speed turn 3, a downhill left-hander that MotoGP riders take at more than 250 kilometres an hour, now known as Stoner Corner. Casey retired at the age of 27, while still at the top of his game. In 2013, he was inducted into the MotoGP Hall of Fame as the 20th MotoGP legend. And tonight, Casey Stoner AM is recognised for his contribution to sport by being inducted into the Sport Australia Hall of Fame.
Please welcome Casey Stoner. Casey, congratulations. Is it true what John Bertrand said? Did you really tell him that you didn't think you belonged here?
Yes. You know, it's very hard for me to ever consider myself that I was successful enough, basically, to, accept something like this, to be considered along with the people that I have been considered. And, I was successful and I'm very happy with my achievements, but I don't believe, I suppose I had enough success to sort of warrant this kind of achievement award, which is, something very special to me.
Would you just accept that all of us in the room consider you a member of the Hall of Fame?
Thank you.
Let's talk bikes. So 4 years of age, you start racing, right? At 12, so the legend has it, you raced 5 different categories on one weekend, right? 32 of 35 races you win. You win 5 Australian titles that weekend. Did you just fall in love with the sport straight away?
Pretty much. As far back as I can remember, I've been watching Mick race, and he's been, before any of his injuries, before he became world champion, he was by far our favourite rider, and then he went through his injuries and his what almost looked like his demise, and then all of a sudden he came through to triumph and win 5 world championships through injury, through everything else, and proved that whole, that old age-old saying of never ever give up. The determination and dedication that he put towards it to gain what he did. So, from as young as I can remember, I've been watching what he did to achieve this, and I realised from a young age that it was a lot of hard work. And I've never, got rid of this. I never lost this, and I know how much work it takes to get there. Thought I wasn't going to get there for a long time, but we just kept pushing, kept trying, and managed to achieve it.
And Casey, when you say we, the commitment of your family was incredible. The family packed up and moved to the UK so that you could pursue your career. Did you understand the gravity of that at the time and what that meant?
Yes, we did. It was. To be honest, it was an ordeal. It wasn't just them taking me to pursue my career. I believe it was, as much my parents' dream to sort of go and achieve something like this as well. So, I knew the scope of it very early on from a young age. I didn't feel the pressure because, this was something I knew I could achieve at a certain age. And, it was just something, like I said, that we just had to keep working at. As a family, we had a lot of ups and downs. We lived on top of each other, basically, because we were living in a motorhome for several years, and you know, things get tight and heated sometimes, especially in a stressful sport. But they, you know, they came through. They kept supporting me, and then of course I grew great relationships with other people, especially my team, which I took from Ducati to Honda in the later years. And it's relationships with people that you make that really help you to improve yourself and get through the hard times.
Fantastic. 2.5 hours down the road is Phillip Island from here. It is a place now, turn 3 is Stoner Corner. It just clicked with you. Why?
It was a little bit like going from the smaller categories, 125, 250, MotoGP. I just got more successful the more CCs I went. And I think it's to do with, you know, I came from Australia, dirt track. I never road raced in Australia. You know, we didn't have a lot of grip, so on dirt track. Europeans grew up with mini motos. They knew what corner speed was, so the lower category bikes, they were more competitive than me. But as we got up to more speed, more power, less grip essentially, I just became more comfortable. So when that happened and we go to a place like Phillip Island on 125s and 250s, it's a very fast track. You're wide open for a lot of it, and it's, in my opinion, on 125, it wasn't that much fun. You know, it was actually kind of boring for me. But once I got there, on a lot of power, on a MotoGP bike, somewhere where you can actually open these bikes up, because believe it or not, there's not a lot of tracks in the world where you can actually really start to open them up. You know, you're doing 250 kilometres an hour through turn 3, and you know, that finally gets the heart pumping. It's nice.
That'd get the heart pumping. We were all probably a bit shocked when you retired. You were 27 years of age. You had, 38 wins, 69 podiums, 39 pole positions, and 29 fastest laps under your belt, not to mention the 2 World MotoGP Championships. When you look back now that it's done and dusted and parked, what to you is your best achievement, best memory?
To be honest, it's very hard. I mean, I can section out 1 or 2 races that I feel that, you know, were probably my greatest that I've ever done, but no one's going to remember them because they weren't spectacular, they weren't amazing. You know, one of them I didn't actually win. But honestly, there's several things through there. But, you know, there's some parts of my career that I was not embarrassed of, but I felt that I could have handled better. Not just on the track, but off the track, I felt that I could have handled myself better, and I learned from that in later years. But there's a lot of things that I'm very happy and very proud of my career, so I don't walk away with it with any regret. I don't look back there now and go, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. You know, at times there was points that I wish, you know, while I was racing, that I had done things a little bit differently. But now that I've stopped, I've sort of, I'm at peace. I'm a lot happier with you know, the career I had.
You should be very proud. We are very proud. Casey Stoner, welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Congratulations.